you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo, and I hope you like this show. Wow, yeah.
Ooh, Carmen, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy.
Oh, hey.
Hey, it's good to have you back. So, just recently, the Oscar nominations have been announced.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who was nominated?
I think I heard a couple names.
George of the Jungle.
The actor or the actual movie?
The actor in the movie that came out when we were kids.
Right now?
Yeah.
What are they doing, like a throwback?
No. Brendan Fraser, you know his name?
Mm-hmm.
He's nominated for a movie called The Whale.
Okay.
Where he plays a morbidly obese man.
Okay.
Who is trying to reconnect with his estranged daughter.
Brendan Fraser done gained weight, lost weight so many damn times for movies over the years. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Well, they're actually because he is not a morbidly obese man and had to wear a fat suit. There's a lot of people saying that it's wrong that he was in that movie, where they should have actually gotten a morbidly obese. Like a lot of the synopses say that he plays a 600-pound man.
Okay.
But like he doesn't really look like 600 pounds.
Right.
He looks not 600 pounds.
So like they don't understand the 600-pound struggles.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't understand and so he shouldn't be playing that role.
Right.
Right. What do you think about that?
Do
you?
Okay. Honest opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like I get where they're coming from because it's the same thing like when we hear the some of the small guys talk. I forgot some of the midgets or what are you?
You can't say that.
Dwarfs, whatever. The little tiny people.
Little people.
Yeah. So you will hear who was on the podcast we were watching with Bobby Lee. It was one of the smaller. I think he might be the guy from. I'm not sure, but he's in a few things. Okay. I don't think he's from Jackass. I think he's
Wee Man.
Yeah, he wanted the small people, but
one of those. Huh?
Yeah, and he talked about how they were casting bigger people in a movie to play small people, and he's like, "It's a bunch of us. Like, why didn't they cast us?" So, like from that perspective, I understand.
Right.
But realistically, can a morbidly obese person, 600 pounds, be on set and do that shit day to day? Would they be able to produce a movie without a lot of maintenance, without a lot of extra shit? Would they actually physically be able to go through that for 2 months?
And would they be able to act in the movie?
Even if they could act.
It's a Darren Aronofsky movie, which, you know, he's known to make like high quality movies,
right?
You know, however, they're always depressing, but you know, they you watch it and you're like, yeah, it's a decent movie, you know.
Yeah.
Is the actual 600-pound man gonna be able to make a performance where you're like, oh man, it touches my heart?
Well, I'm sure there are people out there, but they didn't even look for that. They just threw a fat suit on a known guy. They didn't want to even deal with that part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure it's actors that's been morbidly obese in movies that do a good job that could have portrayed that part.
Right.
But you also have a extra piece to deal with when you go that route. Like the girl, the mom in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, she was a great actress. She's a big lady, but she was great at acting.
Right. And then it was, well, you know, there's a movie that Clint Eastwood had made about like a bunch of like soldiers that were on a train and they stopped like an attack or something, and he used the actual people that were like involved in the scenario as the characters.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
that's
like,
a little bit dark,
but no, they're like, the movie might have been okay if they had other people in there.
Yeah. Well, I think certain things are okay. I think certain things are okay and certain things are not. In that situation, maybe not.
So it's supposed to be an award for like the tippy top tier of actors, right? Mm-hmm. If you're kind of like portraying your actual life, is that acting?
Well, I guess not.
Best actor.
Yeah, well, you might not be depressed in like the situation that's in a movie. You might have a different life than that, but you still that morbidly obese person, and it's still showing like what that person. Yeah, I guess is. I mean, that when you say it like that, it kind of sounds mean. It sounds a little bit mean.
I guess so.
Yeah, but it's the whole conversation is mean, no matter how you cut it.
So, but you know, he is nominated for the thing. A lot of people think that he will, because you know, Brendan Fraser, he was this huge man at the time, and then like he kind of dipped down.
He always does.
And now this is like supposed to be his big comeback. He's been doing little stuff here and there.
Yeah.
But now it's his big comeback. Now on the other side of the coin, they just released a new animated series called Velma. Based off of the famous what would you call that show, Scooby-Doo character, and
the one who they just made gay.
She's kind.
She's
I watched.
The one
I watched the first.
Gay.
I watched the first
Thelma
episode.
is the character name in Scooby-Doo, I believe.
I watched the first one. She might be a little bi. I wouldn't say she.
Why would you change the character like that? Just leave it alone.
And it's now she's an Indian descent lady.
Yeah.
Right. Shaggy. His name's not Shaggy. It's Norval.
This is in Velma.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he's a black man.
Oh my god.
And,
I hate when they change the characters like
that. He hates weeds. With the whole thing about Shaggy was, you know, he
was psychedelic. He smoked the weeds. He did the
and
mushrooms.
He made big sandwiches and stuff, you know. But this Norval, he hates it. So now you're taking different characters, race swapping them.
Well, you're using their likeness and then turning it into something else. And it's like, I don't want to watch that. No.
You think that's weird?
No, I hate when, like, this has been a conversation for a long time. Like, we just had the girl, Chloe Bailey, who played the Black Mermaid. And everybody's like, why are they doing the Black Mermaid? It was like fight on both sides. Some people
Haley Bailey?
Holly
Bailey?
Yeah. Okay, Chloe's their sister.
Okay.
But they're together, so I just, whatever. But it's been this argument, is that okay or not? Like, white people think, like, why are you, like, messing with the whole thing? And then some black people think it's okay, some black people don't. Me, personally, just leave the character alone. I remember Ariel with the red hair, the white girl.
Right.
I like the Little Mermaid when it was on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind them doing it, but it's just not what I'm going to personally watch. Because it's not the same. You change everything up.
It's different.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't, like, you have these characters that's already stamped in everybody's brain that we've grown up on. And when you change it, it's going to be pushed back. And that's just the end of it.
Yeah.
So, it sucks, yeah. Well, more black people wasn't written into those characters back in the day. So fucking what? Like, get over it. At this point, we need to have Captain America be the Captain America that I'm used to looking at. No. I don't want a black Captain America.
But in the comics, that the guy that takes over Captain America, he was black.
Okay, but I don't want to watch that. I'm not watching the Black Flash. You know I like the Flash. No. It just messes up the whole thing.
But in the Marvel, the new Captain America, it makes sense if you look at the books.
Yeah.
Right. It's not the same character. It's a different character, just with the title of, it's called a legacy character. Captain America can go through multiple people.
Yeah.
It's a legacy thing, right?
Well, I feel like you are one of those people who is into movies and into that type of stuff. And like you get deep into the storyline and all that. But the majority of people just look at the surface. Yeah. And that's where most of the comments and all that stuff come from. So that's just what it is.
Right.
It's not many people like you who like, I mean, it is, but it's the majority of people just look at what they see and it's like, oh, I don't like that. And that's the end of it.
No, I don't even like the idea of it.
I don't even like the idea of it.
Yeah.
They don't know the storylines. They don't know the backstory. None of that stuff.
Just the one thing that I saw on the outside. Different,
don't like it.
Don't want it.
Yep.
No, thank you.
That's how the world works.
Yeah, that's how I think about cranberry sauce. It looks like Jell-O.
No, it don't.
Yes, it does. You
No,
pop it
it
out of the
don't
can,
look
it look
like.
like a
Okay,
Jello.
well,
How's it supposed to be a sauce? It looks like a Jello.
well, just cut it.
And then you cut it down into slices, and you slap the slice, slap the slice on.
But you
there.
don't like berries, so that's different.
Yeah.
You don't like berries anyway.
Right.
What about apricots?
No.
Yeah. Okay. That's Kirk for you guys.
There you go.
No vegetables.
I'm doing it right now.
No berries.
No, I eat the vegetables. Anyway.
So you come home today and you go into the kitchen and you open up the cabinet and you see I put a glass in there that was not dried all the way.
Right. It was, you put a glass in upside down in the cabinet, shut with the door shut.
Yeah.
And it had water on the inside of the
Right.
thing. Right. Yeah.
So what's the problem? Why are you such a Nazi when it comes to dishes? And the coaster thing is crazy. I don't know if they can see the table on this video, but we have coasters because Kirk makes me use coasters now.
Right. Well, the table, it would be all bumpy, this table.
He's a coaster Nazi.
Right. We lived a long time without the coasters.
And we did just fine.
And once you get the coasters, you gotta start using the coasters. Otherwise, there's no reason to have the coasters.
But you can't just buy coasters and force them on me.
Don't you want a nice, clean, not water spotted table?
I guess, I've been living with it for so long, it's kind of normal. I
Yeah, well, there's some things we don't need.
guess. You're funny. But as soon as you came in the house, you spotted that cup in that cabinet. And you was like, oh, this is not going to work.
So
Oh, my God.
this won't work. Yeah, and then I put it on the dry rack. Mm-hmm. Because it should have been there anyway.
Yeah, but I put it up there to clear the dish rack.
Right. Sometimes I'll have my blender bottle, letting it dry because I washed it out the night before, and then I wake up, I'm gonna make my shake. I put my powder in there, put it in the bowl, and then I take it to work, and then at lunchtime I put the water in there. But if you close it, then the water that's in there that didn't dry, it doesn't go anywhere. And then I put the shake mix in there. And then it's all chunky and it's stuck to the sides. Completely ruins my shake.
I get it. I get that part of it. But sometimes I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just moving. But Kirk is also, he doesn't think dishes should be in the sink when they're dirty.
Well, I think you put them in the wrong sink.
Well, it's different. When we were in Maine, you're like, why are you putting the dishes in the sink?
Well, that was a single bowl sink. Now we've got a 2-bowl. I guess I am pretty particular.
It's like I'm just washing the damn dishes. Why would you leave dirty dishes on the counter instead of putting them in the sink?
So from the way that we had our kitchen set up, we had this little table on the right hand side, right? Just to the right of us, right? And then there is the single bowl sink. This is a previous apartment. There's a single bowl sink, and then to the left of the sink was the drying rack. Mm-hmm. So in order to have an empty sink to wash your dishes, you put them on the little shelf that's to the right of the sink, and then you wash them, and then you rinse them, and then you put them in the thing, and then you wash them, and then you rinse them, you put it in the thing. Wash them, rinse them, put them in the thing, right?
I guess.
Yeah, so that way there's nothing in the sink, because once you clean something, you gotta rinse them, but it's just around all the other dirty things. It's just layers of dirty. There's no place to clean it. So whenever you have to clean the sink, clean the dishes in the sink, you gotta take the stuff out of the dirty dishes out of the sink and put it where the dirty dishes are originally supposed to be.
How do you think most people live now? How do you think people are living?
Now,
You think people are living like that? No, they put the dirty dishes in the sink and they figure out how to wash them.
This is the scenario I'm stuck in now. So now the drying rack is on the right? Mm-hmm. And then there's there's one bowl, and then there's the second bowl, right, all the way to the left, and that's the one with the garbage disposal. So what you're doing now is you're putting the dirty dishes in the sink without the garbage disposal. So you gotta take the dish to the left to clean it in the garbage disposal thing, and then take the clean dish and put it all the way to the right over the dirty sink to the drying rack.
Yeah.
So you're going one way, the other way, and then back the other way.
So what?
It's just it's not.
It's like working.
It's not the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, it's working harder, not smarter, possibly. Right. But at the end of the day, it's all dirty dishes. Right. I just throw the shit in there.
But if you put the dirty dishes on the side of the sink, right?
No, I don't want that.
If you put it or on
anytime you put them there, I'm gonna put them in there.
If you put the dishes all the way to the left, then you can wash them, put them in the thing. Put all your wash dishes over there, rinse them, and then put them right on the rack.
Yeah, that's just too much, Kirk.
It's not though.
You having too much.
It's less work than what we're doing now.
Yeah, I feel fine. I don't feel like I'm stressing myself out too bad. Some things you just gotta just realize that everything don't have to be 100% perfect.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're funny. You're really funny with stuff like that. So one thing that I like about the apartment complex that we live in is that they do these announcements where they'll send a text to everybody and they'll give like different announcements. And I like it because it lets you know what's going on around you. And they throw little events sometimes and like little things like that, or hot chocolate day or things like that. And you can, it's cool. Just
around Christmas time, they had like every Friday, bring your dog to the office and they'll get like a treat or something.
Yeah, a dog treat. And then they had like hot chocolate day. And then they even had a day where they help you like wrap gifts. And so they do all these cool little things. And I like it a lot. But I was at work yesterday or the other day, and I get this announcement from the apartment complex, and it says in a specific building, which is the building we live in, that there has been a lot of raccoon activity, and their message was to stop feeding the cats because we have a few stray cats that kind of just linger around the building.
Yeah, there's about 3 of them.
It's about 3 or 4 of them actually, and they kind of linger around this building, and I think it's because a lot of the people around here feed them, so that's kind of why they stay over here. And it says there's been a lot of raccoon activity around that building. And I'm like, oh, no. I can't deal with raccoons and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop feeding the cats. But people are not going to stop feeding them. So the summertime is just going to be worse and worse because I don't see people.
It's going to be millions of raccoons.
It's going to be millions of raccoons in the summer.
Yeah. You can't even go over there in
the
dark because all you see is little like silvery dots.
Yeah, well, I came out last night to smoke a cigarette outside, and it was one that had passed by. He was all the way at the corner jumping around, so he had just came through this area. And you notice them because they're 3 times the size of the cats. Right. These raccoons eat. Like, these are very large rodents. And so they're very, very noticeable. Right. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It's such a large little lump of fur, like you know what it is. And I'm like, damn, like they're around here. And then I go to wash clothes today, and the building on the other side, I see cat food all over the ground. Oh, no. Everybody's feeding the cats. That's what. Well,
they got to get rid of the food.
The food is everywhere. It's all over there.
Right.
So the daytime you're good. They're not gonna come out in the daytime, but like nighttime, they're gonna come get that food that's over there.
Right.
And it's like, I don't see a solution to the problem.
Right.
I agree with them, but the cats, like, in the wintertime, I'm like, they're so cold. What are they going to do? And you're like, well, they're made for that. But are they?
Sure.
Well, they still surviving,
They'll
I guess.
make it. They'll figure out a way. They hide in cars and stuff.
Yeah. But the ones around here, they hide in the windowsills. They just stay next to the actual house. Yeah. And I don't know if they get any warmth from that or what it is.
A little bit. Something. And they also have a heat suit.
Yeah, That's true. It's just, I don't know. I just don't see a solution to it because it's hard to tell people when they're up late at night and they hear that cat begging for food. Right. They go in their cabin and they give them stuff.
Right. We lived in a place that had foxes.
Yeah.
And anytime anybody new came around, you had to tell the people to not feed the foxes.
Oh, you don't even want to feed the foxes there.
But
them cats fuck them foxes up.
Everybody did it. Everybody wants to feed the fox because they're so cute.
Because they're so cute.
These little tiny foxes. Yeah. We gotta feed them. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, just get it real close, and then you want to hold it out, and then see how close it gets.
And then they come, and then they just wait every single day.
And then they start to wait, and then they start to look all mangy and gross because they're not eating the stuff that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like there was a clear, you could tell the fox that had been eating the food because they just looked gross.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But that's just what people want to do.
Yeah.
They want to do it. You say a cat, give it a little treat.
Yeah.
See a dog, maybe not a dog. Depends on. Well, some people want to save the dog, but
dogs are a little more. I think dogs are scarier than cats.
You're not going to feed the dog, but you want to save the dog.
You want to save the dog.
Right.
The cat, you just want to feed it.
Yeah.
Because cats don't follow rules. They just do whatever they want to.
Right.
So you just
what you got for me?
You're not trying to get a cat as a pet that's just going to be jumping around.
Yeah, the other day you were yelling at the window because the cat was.
Like, get out of our window. Don't be blocking our plants.
Yeah.
We got to get them plants in some like decent sized containers.
I hear a lot of yapping.
I know.
Don't see a lot of happening.
I know, because honestly, whenever we get plants, I just put them off for your project. Because you like to, I think you'd be a good dad because you like to nurture stuff. The plants you water them all the time, you pay attention to them. That's why when I get the frogs, you're gonna have to feed them.
I'm not
and change
doing
the rocks.
anything with the frogs.
Kirk, you get
the frogs. The frogs are yours.
Yeah,
that's your thing.
No, but you're gonna be interested.
I don't want anything to do with those frogs.
You're gonna be interested. It's no way you're not gonna be interested.
Anything to do with those frogs? Nothing.
They're a little bit irritating.
Nah, I don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, but you are. It's kind of hard. You're gonna want to feed them. You're gonna want to look at them. You're gonna take pictures of them. They're interesting little creatures, but they're annoying. They make a lot of noise at nighttime.
Great. Super excited.
It breaks up the monotony a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We wear headphones anyway, so you don't got to worry about it. But I don't know. I know tax season is coming up, and it's been super stressful for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you came home earlier, and I was just like, get away from me right now. Because
yeah.
I was already stressed out. I didn't mean to be mean, but
you're super mean to me.
I was on the phone, and then you came in like talking, and I'm like, I just didn't hear anything they said. Now I got to start all over.
Right.
Just trying to get moving from one state to the next state and trying to get all your information from one place to the next is difficult. Yeah. And then
it wasn't that hard when we moved to Maine, but this now that I started doing my taxes yesterday, and the main side of it, they want all of the information that I had now for their records or something. I'm like, that's too much. We should have never even left.
Yeah, but I mean, Maine is definitely more difficult, and that's why I said I'm gonna go to somebody to do mine because I don't want to mess it up. Yeah. And you do yours yourself, so I would assume yours is a little more stressful. Yeah. You might have to go to somebody. No, I have to pay a couple $100, but
I gotta sit there and look at somebody ask me questions when
Oh my God, you gotta get over that.
I can't do it. I can't. No, go to. They're like, you want to do this and this and that. I had my taxes done by somebody one time, where I went to one of those offices.
Yeah,
and I filled out all the shit myself anyway.
They ain't do you no justice. I don't ever do that. They do it all for me.
I had to fill out my stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it was like, what's the point? Mm-hmm. You know? Nah.
Yeah.
And then I gotta pay you monies?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not gonna work like that.
So I've been watching. We talked about Below Deck on a couple of episodes, a Sweet Gravy, but I've been super obsessed with Below Deck.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help myself. Once I get into a show, and I'm a reality show girl, so I like to watch all the reality shows, the Growing Up Hip Hops, the Loving Hip Hops, the
and
Real
this
Housewives.
Is a Bravo show, so it's right up your alley.
It's right with the Real Housewives and
know,
Vanderpump Rules.
They know how to make those people have their dramas, and then they film it just right. And
yeah,
they
do.
Like everything's real.
It is. It's so good. The Real Housewife franchises, and then there's so many of them, and so there's always plenty of content to watch.
Yeah, there's one going on at all times.
Yeah, Potomac is happening right now. I believe they're in is it Washington.
That's Haley's favorite.
Yeah, Potomac. She liked Potomac. It's messy, but I was late to Potomac, but I was up on the other one. So, but Below Deck is a good one because it's just perfect. They leave so many cliffhangers, so you got to watch the next clip.
Yeah, they do it. You never know when. So typically, it's basically about these people that
live and work on boats.
They live and work on like in the yachting community, like they're yachties.
Yachties, yeah.
And so they basically center on what the people would see. Nobody really behind the scenes. Like they focus on the face of the boat.
Yeah.
Like all the deckhands
and the people that's actually running the boat,
the servers and the cook and the captain. That's it.
And it's too much. They're doing all type of things that like I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to do that. They're doing all type of stuff, and
we work all day long, right?
Right.
Work all day. That's got to be the worst.
Yeah. But you do it a few days at a time, 3, 4 days, 5 days at a time. So you could do that. Like, especially if I was younger, I could jump back into that. Now that I'm older and more settled and we kind of have a life together, it's different. But I could do that if I was 23, 24 years old and just jumping from place to place. I ain't got nothing that's holding me back from doing it.
Right.
I could jump in and do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun though because they have all these little just like you're like what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
They got this drama going on, and then there's a new drama that makes you forget about the stuff that happened before.
Yeah.
You know, and now this person's best buds with this person, but before they weren't. So it's just a soap opera.
Yeah, but one of the things that comes up on the show a lot, and me and you've had this conversation, is you get all these rich, drunk, older guys, and they're trying to touch the girls, and they're like forceful about it, like, "Hey, give me a kiss," and it's like, what makes a guy? Do you think it's just natural man's instinct to just be a creep when he gets drunk, or do you think that money and everything status also definitely plays a role in it? But it got to be personality is like the basis of that, right?
Right. I think that maybe the status that they have, and then the status of the people that they know are working on the boat, might have something to do with it. Yeah, and also the liberations that libations give you.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not inhibited the same way you would be.
Mm-hmm.
Because they basically, you get on the boat, they give them like a drink. You know,
Yeah.
It's lunchtime, they give them a drink. They're just basically force feeding them drinks like the whole time.
Yeah.
So if you have a person that's naturally kind of like
Creepy
like that anyway, it's just gonna accentuate that.
And that's the whole point that I'm making, is that he was creepy before the alcohol or the money or anything like that. Because I'm not gonna like, it don't matter what the situation is. I'm never gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna go like up to this guy and like touch his butt. Like, no, you can't touch people. That's not right.
Right.
It's not the right thing to do. But you see this with the guys mostly. Now the girls do it too on a boat. Don't get me wrong. You see the girls getting loose, but it's always a double standard. With the women, it's like, oh, she's a cougar. She's older. You know, she's not with her husband no more. She wants some young action, and it's kind of like glossed over. But with the guys, it's like, oh my gosh, he's so creepy. That young girl do not want anything to do with him. Unfortunately, we live in a world with double standards, and the girls kind of get a lot on their side, I think.
Yeah.
On their side as far as doing stuff. But that's the best part about the show, is just watching like all the behaviors of the guests and all that stuff. Then I look at clips, and I look at reunions, and I look at Watch What Happens Live, and I look at all of it.
So I'd never seen it before. And you want to tell me the stuff that's gonna happen next in the show, and I'm like, no, don't tell me. And then you're like, oh, this is what I'm gonna, and you just word vomit like what's gonna happen. You just gotta get it out.
You're like, no, I don't want to know.
It's like, don't tell me. I'm not gonna watch it if I know, because then what's the fun?
It's funny because even watching that, we were talking about, that guy said, what did he say? He said, I have no interest in women. I have a twin sister, and girls are annoying. Yeah, that's how girls are. Girls are annoying. They're gonna tell you the whole movie and tell you everything that happened. We can't hold it in. Right. Not every girl, but like most girls are like that. We gotta tell you. Yeah. Like either you watch it faster, or I'm gonna tell you everything that happened.
I remember we were watching. This is when I was way younger. We were watching, a group of us were watching War of the Worlds, and.
That's the one with
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he runs away from the.
Is that the one where he had to hold the kid the whole time?
His daughter, yeah.
Dakota Fanning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're watching at a buddy's house, and this guy he he brought this girl over who wasn't part of the group at all. Mm-hmm. And she talked through the whole movie. Oh, it's so annoying. And she had clearly already seen it, maybe just yesterday. Mm-hmm. You know, and she's saying this, she's saying that. She's like, shut up. You gotta stop.
And you don't tell her to show because it's your buddy's girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl, you gotta shut up. It's annoying.
Be quiet. Why you doing that?
She can't help herself. She's gonna say it. Yeah. It's like you try not to, but then stuff start happening. You like, oh, and then like,
like the whole thing is like the aliens, like the whole like movie, like spoiler alert from 2007. The aliens come to Earth and then they don't have like an immune system to our environment, so then they just die. And like that's like the end of the movie. And then the girl is like watching it and she's like, it was in the air the whole time. The air killed. Like, just be quiet. Like, we're just watching the same movie you are.
Oh my god, it's so hard to not say anything though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's pretty.
But
funny.
I think that was the only time we ever saw her.
Yeah.
So maybe she
didn't get invited back.
Maybe we weren't the only ones.
You're invited, but don't bring your girlfriend because she messed up movie night last time.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, this is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.